All right, guys. So what you're about to see here is just acting. It's an acting job. This is clearly scripted. This is something that they've practiced just like everything else. And of course, DK said that he's had problems with this fan before. So it's probably like an ex player or like a close friend of, some of the NFL players somehow. You know what I mean? Like they know each other in some fashion. But you'll see, it's like almost like he got cued over there. The guy walks around wearing blue hair. How do you even know it's him? You know what I mean? He knows him because it's part of the script. Now let's watch this together and let's see how this goes down. So DK is, why is he even facing towards like us? Why is he looking this way? The game is over on the field, right? So why is he worried about the crowd? Now look, this guy starts walking away. And like, look, how does DK know to look right at him? Look, he's ready for him. Like, how did he know? He had his back faced towards the fan. And then all of a sudden, what, you have a sixth sense and you know, oh, it's him yelling whatever he's yelling. It's him. I can pinpoint it with thousands of people sitting there. There's no way, guys. He knew where to go. He knew exactly where to be. He knew, oh, the tent is going to be here. He's going to be to the left of the tent. You know what I mean? It's not hard to locate someone if you plan it out. Just say, oh, we'll have it happen right by the cooler to the right of the tent. My right, your left. And then we'll have the altercation right there. So, you know what I mean? It's not hard. That's why all this stuff is in place so they know where to be for certain things. Look at this. And then you'll see he didn't even punch the guy. And then you're going to ask, the reason you're going to ask yourself, why would DK do all of this? There's multiple reasons for this. One, they don't probably want the Steelers to be in the playoffs, right? And guess who they play this week? They play the Cleveland Browns this week. If they lose to the Browns, you know what that does? Not only does that knock the Steelers out of the playoffs, the Browns would lose the number 2 pick. Because if the Browns lose, they automatically get number 2 pick because of strength of schedule. So you got to think about this. What does the NFL want here? I think the NFL wants the Browns to win because they plan on having Shador come back, and that moves him back to around number 3 or 4, right? Probably 3 most likely. So what does that do? That means the Raiders and the Giants would be at 1 and 2. Now the Jets would be right behind them. So now someone would probably trade up to get more assets to get that number 3 spot, and the Browns would move back to get more picks. That's what I think they are trying to do here with all this. They're trying to justify that. Because I think Mendoza's going to end up going to like the Raiders or something. Whoever has that number 1 or 2 pick is probably going to get Mendoza. It's probably going to be the Raiders. Or if the Jets end up moving up to the Brown spot, they can get that kid. Because I just don't know if that goofiness of Mendoza will mesh well in that Browns locker room. I don't know. New York, they just need a quarterback, so they don't care, goofy or not. The Browns, they got a quarterback. The Shador is their guy. So it really doesn't make sense to do all this, trade up to get another quarterback and be in the same situation you were in last year. I think the Browns learned their lesson and move forward with this kid. They're going to get more picks, trade back, and have preferably maybe 3 or 4 first-round picks in this year's draft. If they can pull that off, the Browns are going to be a really good team next year because with that, they can get 2 receivers and 2 O-linemen. And then the second round hasn't even started yet. You can get another O-lineman. Boom, your O-line is fixed. Wide receiver and core is fixed. Those are the 2 main problems. I think that's why this is happening. But let's see how he barely even hits the guy. Pulls his hair. He didn't even hit him, guys. It was like a wrestling move almost. These guys choreographed this stuff. The guy moved his head up and then he did this haphazard, like, fake little punch at him. He just hit his hair. He didn't even hit the guy. He didn't connect, didn't hit his face. Because if he did hit his face, the guy would have went back and fell a little bit because of how strong DK is. DK was just, it was a little, a half-ass little punch. Didn't even really, he didn't hit him like, at all. If you really look at it, guys, he really didn't hit him. And I'm not a fan of any team, so don't say, oh, you're just a Steelers fan. No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of any team. I just call it how it is. Back-faced. See, the guy's not even yelling anything. And it's like he got cued to go over there. See? It just doesn't look natural. And barely hits him, guys. This is an acting job. This was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. Nothing more, nothing less.